Hey guys, Coach Sean here with another video, and because football is back this weekend, I'm so excited. American football is back on our screens this weekend, and coming from a coaching background, I had to talk about football workouts. So today's video is all about the 5 unique ways NFL players get in shape for the football season. Now, bearing in mind, there is thousands and thousands of different ways to pick on this one, what I could take from these videos, and there are... To be an NFL athlete, you are the 1% of the 1% here in terms of athletes here. So we could be talking about insane power, insane displays of strength and power. Like Derrick Henry had a video out there recently enough there, and just insane stuff there. Saquon Barkley as well. So there's so many different things we can talk about. So we're not going to be talking about 5 ways that definitely translate to the football field and have these straight output of the 5 best ways, I think. Just 5 unique different ways at looking at training, and that just stand out to me, with the exception of, we're not talking about Terrell Owens too much. Terrell Owens doing his workout in his front guard, not gonna kind of workout either. Although that was pretty cool. That was just madness seeing him do sit-ups and asking all these sort of questions. Wasn't that during the Eagles? I think that was during the Eagles there at the start of the offseason. I can't remember exactly when that was, but that's going a little bit back. But we talk about different ways, not talking about exactly how it transfers on the football pitch and how they're absolute beasts there. With the exception, of course, of George Kittle, where he throws off 3 or 4 different guys, getting after that 4th and 2 with the 49ers against the Saints. And the reason I say that is because, just a little prelude to this video, I'm going to be a little bit biased towards my San Francisco 49ers. You can tell with the hoodie, you can tell with the helmet. I'm so excited for the season this year. The legendary revenge tour, they're calling it. I'm praying that they get back to the Super Bowl and this time finish the job. Not too sure I can watch the Chiefs Texans because it still gets to me how the season ended. So, with that said, here's 5 unique ways NFL players get in shape for the football season. No, and these are in no particular order. First one we're going to talk about is Herschel Walker. 1,500 push-ups, 3,500 sit-ups. I mean, 1,500 push-ups, 3,500 sit-ups, like... Over a week, that's 215 push-ups and 700 sit-ups. Yeah, I had the maths in front of me to do that, which is absolutely... Oh, that's 1,500 push-ups a day. Holy wow. 1,500 push-ups a day. And like during his NFL career, Herschel Walker was doing up to 3,500 push-ups. So Herschel Walker, when he was younger, going through high school, couldn't afford weights, and decided, screw it, I'm going to find another way to get there, and he used bodyweight trainers to get there, and he did that throughout his entire career. And like during his prime, he did 3,500 push-ups, and he dropped it only to 1,500 push-ups when he decided to have a career in mixed martial arts. He actually went 2-0 in his MMA career, and it's incredible the amount of stuff this guy has done. Like if you read the first line of his Wikipedia, I know best source of information, but he was American former professional football player, that's a word of a weird way, a bobsleigh, sprinter, and mixed martial arts. He was actually competed in the Winter Olympics in 1992, I think it was, for the American bobsleigh team. I think they came 9th, but even still, to do American football, then going to Olympics, then do MMA, like... This guy was doing CrossFit before we knew what CrossFit was. He was doing everything, and it's incredible that all these bodyweight workouts and just that will to keep doing as much as you can would get him there. So, like, doing 3,500 push-ups every single day throughout the day, that is incredible. It's just incredible work ethic to do that. And I was also reading that, like, one of the ways you could do it was to get your push-ups and sit-ins throughout the day was if you're watching TV all day and like during the commercials you would get up and you do a couple of push-ups and sit-ups and right back into watching whatever, and then every commercial throughout the day keep doing that. Well, hey, with football starting this weekend, I think that's a better way than checking Twitter or checking your fantasy team. Every time there's a commercial going on to get those push-ups and crunches in. You're going to get a hell of a lot of the amount of commercials of football games. The amount of push-ups you're going to do is going to be unbelievable. You're definitely going to be well on your way to getting into great shape. Red Zone. There's no commercials in Red Zone. Damn you, Scott Hansen. Next one is on J.J. Watt and tire flips. And look, I know he's not the only player in the NFL that does tire flips in the workouts. Probably a large percentage of them do at some stage. But he's one of the ones that's mostly talked about. At the end of his hard session, he would do 30 tire flips with a 1,000 pound tire. That's a 453 kilo tire he is pushing there, he is flipping there, going for 30 reps at the end of his workout session is unbelievable. And anyone who's watched Hard Knocks knows he always goes that extra mile. So we can all think of, like, at the end of one of the Texans training sessions, he was out there just in the floodlights, going through a session, going for sprints across the field. And, some people say it's for camera, but as far as I'm concerned, to be the caliber of player that JJ Watt is, you kind of have to go that extra mile. And I've no doubt that when the cameras aren't on, he is doing things like that as well. Was someone for show, angled certain ways for show, probably, but I still think he is doing stuff like that as well, even when the camera's on, because you can't not and be an elite player like someone like JJ Watt is. The next one is a lot of NFL players doing boxing. I could talk about Mark Ingram here doing this because he's one of the prime examples, but I'm going to change it up, and because I'm wearing the 49ers hoodie, the 49ers helmet, I got to go to my guy Frank Gore in this one, because you got to look at Frank Gore's longevity of his career here. He's going to 16 seasons right now, and he does a lot of training in the off season doing boxing, so maybe that has something to do with it, who knows, but like, his career numbers are unbelievable. He's got 15,000 career rushing yards, 79 touchdowns, and he's been in the league since 2005. This guy is, I don't care what anyone says, he is Hall of Fame material right there. I think he's number 3 in the all-time rushing list going into this season. And look, as a 49ers fan, I can tell you, in his early career at the Niners, and this is after going through an ACL injury at the Miami Hurricanes before even getting to San Francisco, he was on some pretty bad teams. Like, look, we were atrocious. We barely sniffed a chance to get in the playoffs, let alone get in the playoffs, until Harbaugh came in 2010, 2011. But for those first couple of seasons, we were horrible. We had a different offensive coordinator each and every year. Poor Alex Smith couldn't get into his stride at all with that, because every year was new coach and new offensive coordinator, kept it going. And Frank Gore was the workhorse in that team. I think that's why recently Frank Gore was like the best combination in football, was him and Joe Staley, the recently retired Joe Staley, left tackle for the Niners. And probably because they went through a lot of bad teams and still stuck with it. Obviously, we had some good times as well with Frank Gore there, but like, as bad as the Niners were, in his first 5 seasons, he had 4 straight from the second year on, 4 straight 1,000 yard seasons, and that was including 1,695 yards in one of those seasons. I think it was his second or third season as a 49er, and we didn't have a winning record during any of those seasons. Like, we were bad, and like, in his last 9 seasons, just so his longevity, he's not just sitting on the bench. In his last 9 seasons, he's only missed 2 games, and out of those 9, he broke 1,000 yards rushing 5 times as well. So, right, this video's turned into more of a tribute to Frank Gore than it is talking about unique workouts. I recognise that, so ease up on the hate in the YouTube comments on that one. But it just goes to show, maybe his love is boxing and keeping that cardio up. I'm not saying it directly helped him on the football field, but it had to have helped some way. It may have helped some way just to keep him going, to keep his work ethic, and maybe he took his mindset to football to boxing as well, and it maybe helped him go that extra mile, because you can read up on him when he's talking about where he's at his workouts and with the team and all the rest. He didn't want to miss a single rep, and he had fights with different coordinators to take him off the field, give other guys some reps, and he wanted to get his own reps in and keep pushing forward. I'm telling you, I don't care how much younger LeVeon Bell is at the Jets right now, he's going to have a hard time staying in that team with Frank Gore there as well. I know Frank Gore's getting on. I know it's his 16th season, and something like, here, Sean, it's LeVeon Bell, one of the best running backs in the league. But he better get his work ethic in check to keep up with Frank Gore, because Frank Gore is an absolute beast. As you can tell, I kind of wish he was still in the red and gold. So, Frank Gore there. Next one, second last one, James Harrison. I could put pretty much anything this guy goes there. Just go onto his Instagram and check him out. Whether he's pressing stupid amount of weight, going sled pushes, whether he's doing hip thrusts with stupid amount of weight in the bar. Same with barbell back squats. There's certain exercises where was he one arm curling or one arm pressing a barbell, not a dumbbell, a barbell up and down. It's just absolutely insane. In terms of gym workout motivation, you got to check out James Harrison. The guy is an absolute beast. Hell of a player. So much so that recently I think he's more known for his gym workouts than anything else. And he had a great career at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, who can forget his interception where he took the ball from one end of the field all the way down to the other. Last one, and once again, look, you can't give out. I have clearly shown my bias from the very start of this video. The last one is talking about definitely the greatest wide receiver of all time, if not the greatest football player of all time. You can't argue that. You can't argue that. Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice talking about the hill runs, and we could bring him back to present day now, talking about Patrick Pearson. He does his hill runs, the ladders and stuff like that. But when we think about hill running and NFL workouts and motivation, you gotta talk about Jerry Rice running those hills. He'd run them in the off season with Roger Craig, and he would take 2 weeks off, and that's it. So while guys were trying to get back into shape during the off season and taking a load of time off, he would take 2 weeks, and you can't get out of shape if you're constantly in shape. And he would keep going, showing that work ethic, and it clearly paid off. I do believe that, I know we talk about different forms of training and all the rest here, but the common denominator in all of them is their work ethic. And I think work ethic in doing your training, and no matter what your approach to it, has to translate in some form or another to the football field to keep pushing, and especially to have longevity there, like someone like a Jerry Rice, someone like a Frank Gore has, to keep on going, to stay motivated, to stay hungry. And even look at what Jerry Rice is doing now. I mean, I remember this past season watching the Niners, and I can't remember which game it was, but the build, was it during the playoffs? Was it the first playoff game against Minnesota? I'm not too sure, but Jerry Rice ran from one end of the field to the other in the suit and all, just to pump up the crowd. This guy is so inspirational. He's officially gotten Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson credits Jerry Rice for getting back into fighting shape, and Mike Tyson's videos these days, that's a different video altogether, but they are inspiration to how fast and how quick he is. Jerry Rice has been credited for inspiring Mike Tyson to get back into a boxing ring. What more can you say about the man? So that's it. That's my 5 unique NFL workout inspirations there. Like I said, there are a ton of different options I could have used. That clearly biased on the 49ers here on this one. But there are so many great athletes in the NFL, and I just can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see football season start again this weekend. And looking back on these different clips and stuff, I'm motivated to do a workout, but more so to have a few beers, a few whiskeys, stick on the Red Zone. It's going to be on 6 p.m. Irish time over here on Sunday night. Start watching football again. Red Zone only to 9:25, and then I switch over to watch the 49ers hopefully put a whooping on the Arizona Cardinals to start this season strong and build towards that legendary revenge tour. Hopefully get back to the Super Bowl and finally clinch that 6th trophy. Yes, a lot of this has just been pushing my 49ers. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Hopefully you saw some little clips there, a little bit of motivation to help you get a little bit of a workout in. And if you're a football fan, no matter who you support, enjoy the season. But don't enjoy the season as much as if you're a 49ers fan, because hopefully we're going all the way this year. That's it from me, Coach Sean. Take care. Now that wasn't a hard video to get through now, was it? I hope you guys got some value out of the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the Coach Sean channel, which is somewhere here. And hit that button, subscribe to the Coach Sean channel, leave a thumbs up. There should be a couple of other videos around here for you guys to check out. And that's all from me, Coach Sean. Take care.